going on, guys? It's your boy Quams, aka Technical Centre Backs. Anyways, Arsenal versus Huddersfield, game at home after the busy schedule week that we had, or the busy week that we had, having Spurs last week, then we had Man United in the week. What better way than to have 3 easy points against Huddersfield? No disrespect, Huddersfield, no disrespect. But I had this little feeling, I had this little inkling that we wouldn't perform so well against Huddersfield, you know what I mean? Like maybe we thought that the game was already done, do you know what I mean? We had already secured the 3 points. They were already in the bag. But no, that wasn't the case. First and foremost, disappointing news about Rob Holding obviously being out for what, 9 months? Was it a cruciate ligament injury? He's been having such a fantastic season for us. Sure enough, if any England games were going to be played, he would definitely be in the back 4 for me, you know what I mean? He's been absolutely excellent. Phenomenal for us. So it's such a shame to see him get injured like that. But I just think that the body just couldn't take too much, and obviously the tackle or what happened, the incident that happened caused the injury, but these things happen in football. So I hopefully wish you a speedy recovery. I'm sure from all the Arsenal fans, including myself, it's not a nice thing to get that injury, but I'm sure he'll be back and stronger next season. So filling in for him was obviously Mustafi at the back. Good old Mustafi. Ended up, by the end of the game, he ended up getting subbed, so he ended up getting injured as well. Also, he's on a yellow card. We're running out of defenders, guys. That's the first thing. We're running out of defenders. This is not good. We're not happy with that. Obviously, we had Kolasinac, left wing back, Bellerin right wing back, Mustafi at the back, and then it was Lichtsteiner as well. I mean, like, look, to start off with the game, I thought, you know, playing Lacazette and Aubameyang would be something good. But it's just like, I think that we was just lacking that whole, you know, like when Lacazette has come on in the games before, he's kind of like that guy that, yeah, he's going to give us a goal. You know what I mean? He comes off the bench, he's more of an impact player. But I think because Emery kind of just put everyone on, it was just like, all right, so if this all fails, what's going to happen? What's our plan B? And I think today we showed that we didn't have a plan B. Obviously, we was missing Ozil, which I thought we was lacking a lot of creativity in the game as well. Just that little spark. I mean, Mkhitaryan hasn't been on form so far for me this season. You know what I mean? He's put in a few decent performances at times, but not consistently. And, you know, we need that more attacking threat up top. Iwobi as well, he came on, he didn't really do much. I was a bit disappointing from him. Trying to think. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Guendouzi, I thought Guendouzi had a good game. He had a decent game. Yeah. Guendouzi had a decent game. But my man, so yeah, I'd say like my man Torreira, obviously he done his thing. Hold tight, Torreira, man of the match for me. Look, having Rob Holding for me at the back, definitely we struggled today with the likes. Socrates was more or less filling in for Rob Holding, and you know, Mustafi, them two. I'm still a bit iffy about that 2 partnership. Obviously, they got thrown into it because of the injury, but you know, I think that they struggled a lot. You know, because Huddersfield, like I said, credit to Huddersfield. Their strikers, Del Potre, I think, isn't it? Yeah, how you pronounce it. He was giving Socrates hell in terms of he was just that annoying. He's that annoying striker that just, he doesn't give up. He's always hassling you. He's always speeding you up. So you haven't got that time on the ball. And Socrates kind of like, obviously the first couple 10-15 minutes, Socrates was outrunning him. But then after a while, kind of started running out of gas. And then Del Potre kind of saw that. And obviously capitalised on that and just, you know, forced more errors from Socrates and, you know, started giving the ball away. It was just one of those games, yeah? It's one of those games where we wasn't at the races today. And you could kind of tell, after the first half, you could kind of tell, you know, like we was getting yellow cards, missing chances. And it was just like, you're just thinking, where's this goal going to come from? Where are we going to get that opportunity? Obviously, Emery made the subs with Iwobi and Mkhitaryan. But for me, the thing, and we're screaming out for a winger. I said this before in my previous interviews that I've done on AFTV. We're screaming out for a winger because, like, with Mkhitaryan, like, I was watching him, and every single time, like, let's say, like, Bellerin got the ball, he was always, like, tucked in. So it's like, it's much more difficult. Like, we wasn't making use of the width of the pitch, and I think that's so important, especially when you're playing against Huddersfield and they're sitting back. They literally sat back in the second half and allowed us to attack them, and then they were trying to hit us on the counter. And we was running out a lot of ideas. Like I said, we was lacking creativity. So you need that quality. You need the Ozil. We did need the Ozil today, I think, in terms of making that final through ball, you know, putting in that deadly pass. And then we were lacking a winger. You know what I mean? On both flanks. But lucky enough, we managed to squeeze out a goal, like, let's say, the last 5-10 minutes of the game. My man Lucas Torreira, South American assassin. This guy is just like, he's everything we've been wanted, and he's like in a little pint size. He's like a McDonald's, you know, like Happy Meal. He's one of them Happy Meal toys. My man makes me happy. Do you know what I mean? Like the fact he always just fights. He's always battling. You know, he's played consistently well since he's been put into the squad full time, and like it's just a joy. He's just a joy to watch, because there's certain moments, there's certain situations you see Torreira and you're like, nah, he ain't gonna get in. He's not gonna get out of that. And this guy always seems to find a way out, whether he bulldozes his way out or he plays his way out. And he's just got that technical ability that we've been crying out for. He's a mixture of Cazorla, for me, a mixture of Cazorla and then like Vieira, in terms of he's got that grit, he's got that hunger, you know what I mean? He's got that bite like Vieira, but then he's got that finesse, he's got the control, and he can see a pass, and it's just lovely. It's a breath of fresh air to have him in the team. But he managed to score with a tremendous overhead kick. Like, this guy, like, literally, he didn't jump high because my man's short, but he did jump high for him. And like, even the technique, how he executed the bicycle kick was just, you know what I mean, it was amazing. It's not easy to execute a bicycle kick. I think I've done it, I've even tried, and it's not easy. But that sealed the 3 points for us. So at the end of the day, I'm happy with the 3 points. No, we didn't play our best, but that's fine. Get the 3 points and we keep on climbing up that table. Our main objective is to reach top 4. That's our main objective. Anything else that comes with it, you know what I mean, we're blessed. And at the moment, we're 21 games unbeaten. This is fantastic. So we just need to move on. Next game's Thursday, Europa League against Karabag. We've got quite a few difficult games. Hopefully we can rest the players next week, Europa League, and then they'll be fit and ready to go. But what can I say? Decent game, guys. So yeah, my man of the match was definitely Torreira. Who else stuck out for me? I just thought all the defenders played average, but yeah, Socrates at times was very lucky. You see with that Socrates challenge, very lucky. I think if that was a game against Tottenham, they would have given it. You know what I mean? I'm actually laughing as well because again, last week I was talking about the refs and like how we need to clamp down on the diving, and we get booked. How typical is that? We get booked. 3 of our players get booked for diving. This Premier League, man, the Premier League and the FA, you think you lot are smart. You know what I mean? You're like, oh yeah, you lot are crying, yeah? Alright, we'll get you. But you know what? I don't agree with diving regardless, and that's what I said before. As long as it's consistent. If the referees are going to do it consistently, that's fine. I don't mind. Even if it's our players, I'll say, no, you shouldn't be diving. But it's when it's like, it's one game, it's a different game, it's not that game. That's when it gets annoying. That's when it gets frustrating. But yeah, back to Socrates. Obviously, like Socrates, he done the hard bit. He came over. I think he came over. I can't remember who the striker was. Who went through, but he basically covered the ground. All he had to do is just stand his ground. Now, even could have maybe like blocked it, because you could tell that the Huddersfield striker was going to shoot. But instead, this guy decides to body charge him or body check him. He goes flying, and lucky enough, the referee doesn't give it. But any other day, I'm guaranteed that would be a penalty. And those are the things that, as a defender, you need to be careful. You need to be very wary. As soon as he gets in the box, don't do anything rash. You know what I mean? Don't dive in or anything like that, because you will get punished, or certain refs will give different decisions. So you have to be very careful. So he's lucky to get away with that, because that could have changed everything in the game. And it was late in the game as well. I think it was after we scored. Apart from that, I mean, Kolasinac had a decent game. Still think he could do more going forward in terms of his Kolasinac done well, but I still think he can do more going forward in terms of his distribution and that as well, and his ball retention. I think sometimes kind of gives the ball away too easily. And that's not just from the back, it's also when he's in the last third as well. You know what I mean? Making that decisive pass. He has to make sure he gets to the feet, you know what I mean, of your player that you're passing it to. Bellerin had another solid performance for me. He's kind of turning back into the Bellerin of old. Do you know what I mean? In terms of, you can see his speed, you can see his power. But my thing is like that communication, having that awareness, because there was a few times where I think Mkhitaryan wasn't getting back and he had two players on his right. And thing like, for me as a defender, you have to make sure that if anything goes wrong, or you have to think in your head, am I in the right position, number one? This is what I always say. If I'm in the right position, that's fine. What if something happens and the ball comes over me, do you know what I mean? Or my defender in front, he misses. What, am I in the right position to cover that? And you've got to also think about yourself and say, all right, if I miss the ball, have I got someone that's behind me, or have I got someone that's close enough? There was a number of times where Bellerin should have spoken to Mkhitaryan, got him to come back, even if it was like 5-10 yards, just to make sure if they missed the ball, if the ball went over his head. So it's just little things like that. If you're playing against better opposition, or more, I wouldn't say more quality, more quality opposition, no disrespect to Huddersfield, you can get punished. Against the bigger teams, you will get punished. But like I said, it's 3 points. I'm beaten. I'm happy. Let's go again. Happy weekend, guys.